Finally, sexy gals, psycho chicks, and sweet jazz. A combination worth a view. Spider Baby tells the tale of the crazy inbred Mary family who all have a disease that makes them mentally regress from the age of 10. Only mentally, though. Those bodies keep on growing at a regular rate. Oh yeah, and there's Lon Chaney too. But don't worry, not much. But trouble arises when feuding relatives move in and attempt to take the house. Now that's a movie.
Horrible. That face. Those eyes.
Please try to describe it.
Like nothing I've ever seen before.
You're the only one who saw it and survived.
For those of you who thought Joan Crawford was one of the greatest actresses in cinema, we bring you Trog from 1970, Crawford's last film. The budget was so small for Trog that Joan Crawford had to supply her own wardrobe and use her own car as a dressing room.
This kill-crazy fiend from hell must be destroyed. You may want to hide, you may want to forget what you see, but you can't. You can't escape. Stay where you are, Dr. Brockton. That's an order! Dr. Brockton!
When the Three Stooges enter the race for space, everyone else runs for the hills.
After 30 years, the Three Stooges should have just hung up their squirt tricks and curly replacements and called it quits. But they didn't.
Take the machine at once. Destroy the Earth as you leave.
Destroy the Earth!
They continued making movies well into the 1960s.
This is a red alert! I repeat, red alert!
Did you see what I just saw?
And they actually believed the pie-in-the-face routine would still humor audiences.
Now see here!
But once they made the Three Stooges in orbit, they went too far. Obsoletism has never been so obvious. You knew that an ad-libbed kung fu movie had to make it into the list of the 50 worst movies of all time. But I'll bet you didn't figure on a kung fu movie about an armless man and a legless man becoming kung fu masters and seeking revenge against the teacher that maimed them.
The story of two young men who are cut off in their prime. They seek revenge, but they're handicapped by their limited knowledge of kung fu, never by their will.
From, surprisingly, 1984, The Crippled Masters. You would think with a film called The Sorceress, there would be a sorceress, but there is none. Only horribly cheap special effects and a plot that wiggles and tries like a small dog painfully trying to pass a sharp peach seed.
Mighty magical women warriors are given the power of sorcery and the fighting skills of the masters.
Two warrior twins who, for some reason, thought they were men, fight the forces of evil in a wingding of bad effects and bad acting.
Evil magic and a battle to control the entire known world. Swords and sorcery. Sorceress.
Someone, please come in. 140,000. Push the red. Doc, Steve, help me. Help me.
Claude, what does it mean I'm stacked?
Stacked?
When the hand of a dead astronaut winds up on the beach and is found by a student, it begins not only strangling the townspeople, but also possessing the student who found it. It becomes the Crawling Hand.
The Crawling Hand demands to live, commands you to see it. A disembodied hand holds the key to a killer more deadly than the supernatural.
Burt Reynolds screen-tested twice for the role of Paul the teenager, but reportedly acted so terribly he wasn't asked back. Yet Alan Hale Jr. made the cut.
He's a killer. He doesn't come over here quietly and put that bottle down, I'll have to shoot him.
But he's just a kid!
You may remember that paper bag acting from Gilligan's Island, where he played the skipper.
It strikes deadly, silently. It will not relent. The Crawling Hand must destroy in order to exist. It will strike you deadly. The Crawling Hand.
I am Sardu, master of the theater of the macabre.
Midgets, naked women, extreme torture, bad acting. Blood-sucking freaks was originally banned in the United States following the protest by the Women Against Pornography movement. But the ban was lifted sometime later, and Master Sardu was free again to spew his words of lethargy.
But if you are skeptical or bored, then just pretend that what you see is real.
And his macabre theater of cheap effects and women who eat ears and crazy midgets were once again free to run amok in Blood-Sucking Freaks. A law student innocently participates in a hypnotist show, which allows his soul to become possessed by the spirit of a 1940s gangster named J.D. Hence the title of the film, J.D.'s Revenge.
Lately I've been getting these headaches, you know. I've never felt this lost before in my life.
You beat me up. Ike,
I don't remember doing any of those things. Maybe something is happening to me.
Slowly, he begins to change, adopting the style and ghetto charm of the deceased J.D. And then comes the revenge part. Something about his sister or his chick or something.
what in the world have you done to yourself?
I ain't seen a get up like that in 25 years.
Yeah, I'm the craziest nigga you ever gonna meet. Yeah.
He wasn't himself.
Don't nobody talk to me like that.
He turned into this monster, a whole other person.
Scared of your daddy.
There is something wrong with Ike. Tonight he kept saying he was this J.D. Walker.
J.D. Walker's been dead for over 30 years.
It's J.D. Walker.
What the hell do you mean J.D. Walker is back? This boy is possessed by the spirit of J.D. Walker.
So you're a jackleg preacher now, huh, Elijah?
That's J.D.'s voice.
Where's that good-for-nothing brother of yours?
And his manner.
I got Skull to settle with him.
You were possessed.
You just killed Betty Joe.
It's a duel of personalities as Ike and J.D. fight for possession of the body.
J.D.'s Revenge.
I'll have my revenge.
You want bad? You want, like, just lame bad?
To your eyes, dare witness total terror. Frankenstein meets the space monster.
When the women of Mars are destroyed by an atomic bomb, it's up to the Martian princess and her henchmen to restock their planet.
We have come here to this planet for one purpose only, to acquire breeding stock to repopulate our planet.
Their search takes them to many backyard parties, where the evil Martians, who look like regular human astronauts, gather up the human cattle. And I bet you're asking yourself, where does Frankenstein fall into all of this? Well, not only is Frankenstein Earth's only hope for survival because missiles always miss the Martian headquarters, but Frankenstein is really just a robot astronaut named Frank that got his circuitry screwed up by the Martian attacks, and only he can fight the Martian monster and end their hostile takeover.
Frankenstein meets the space monster in Futurama.